So welcome back, everybody. My name's Andrew and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. A little while ago, I just wrapped up the last episode. We've knocked out rough-in plumbing, working our way toward pressure testing and passing a rough-in inspection there. Now, this episode is going to just be a long laundry list of things that I have to knock out inside. I've been keeping a running list of little things that I have to button up that I see all in the background before we get to spray foam installation to sheetrock, which is coming very quickly, like literally a couple weeks away. We'll start blowing spray foam in here, assuming we pass all the rough-in inspections. So that's what it's about. It's a burning up hot day today. I was gonna work inside in the shade, knock this stuff out, because coming up, probably by the time y'all watch this, we're supposed to get a cool snap, supposed to be in like low 50s, high 70s. Gonna be beautiful working weather. We're gonna move back outside, start putting siding on the house, putting windows in, get it on something a little different. So let's work in the shade today, knock out this list. All right, so what I'm doing right here is putting blocking in for laundry cabinets. The washer and dryer is going to go right in this area, and we typically like to have cabinets right above our washer and dryer for, different soaps and things like that. So I'm blocking it out with some 2x6s that I have. That gives me plenty of leeway to move my cabinet up and down and potentially put trim up there if I decide to do so. So that's why I'm using the size blocking that I am. I've just got on Lowe's, looked at standard size laundry cabinets and making sure that I'll hit in there bottom and top. Now, I'm gonna have to be very careful whenever I mount the laundry cabinets because I can't put blocking over in this area. So I will have to use a stud finder to hit one of these studs right here and make for sure that I miss that pipe right there. Luckily, my new stud finder also lets me know if there's metal or wiring. So I'll be able to see that plate with it as well and know to move on over to another stud. All right, so if y'all watched my electrical episodes, I have 2 outlets outside on the porch with 2 separate circuits in there. So 2 separate 12 gauge wires, 2 20 amp breakers for 40 amps of available service right here. And that's because this is going to kind of be our outdoor kitchen slash bar top area where we'll do food prep and cooking. So we want enough power to be able to hook up multiple crock pots, Instant Pots, things like that, and this should provide it. But I have decided I'm going to do one more outlet down here down low because I have another one of these outdoor outlets that'll fit right in here. We're going to be putting cabinets right here, probably a sink in this general area, and then it's going to be full wraparound cabinets behind me. The reason I want to go ahead and put this box in low inside of a cabinet is because these have nice removable inserts in the bottom. I can plug in one of those power strips and actually provide power to the other side of the sitting area where the bar top is. So if people need to plug in, you know, a tablet or charge phones or whatever, I kind of wanted this one to be hidden so I could run the wire through the cabinet and put in one of those plug-in outlets somewhere else on this. So now is definitely the time to do this. I'm trying to think of all these little things like this that I may want before we get too far along and blow this installation in a couple weeks, and then it's too late at that point. All right, so I have went a little crazy, but I like it. I like it a lot. I just decided to tap that outside outlet off of the inside circuit. So basically to branch it off of it. And I can't find anywhere in code that that is a problem. So y'all correct me. I've still got time before installation comes. But this, I just tapped it into the living room circuit. So now I have a 20 amp circuit feeding that outlet. I have 2 separate 20 amp circuits feeding these 2 receptacles in here. And then, you know, one of them also jumps up to this. So that is 60 amps of available power right there. Will I ever pull all 60 amps? No. And to make me even crazier, I've got an independent 20 amp circuit run to an outside box over there. So let me explain, because somebody was questioning the heck out of me about this a while back. And when I say now I have 80 amps of available 110 volts on the porch, no, that doesn't mean I'm ever going to pull it. But I've got 4 separate circuits out here now, 4 20 amp circuits. And I don't mind tapping into the living room because, what, a TV's running in there and a couple minor things. Like, there's really nothing hooked up in the living room. We're not ever going to utilize practically none of that 20 amp 12 gauge circuit in there. So now here's the cool thing. This is what I really like, and this is why I love building my own house, because you can think about these things, take your time, and make sure you don't run into problems down the road. So this outlet that I just branched off of the living room, now I have 20 amps available here. What I'll probably do is find me one of those weatherproof plug-in strip outlets, and now I have under cabinet power or top of the cabinet, something like that. Up here, I have 2 independent 20 amp circuits, so that's 60 amps available right there just to the kitchen top. So let's think about something. Over here, I also have another 20 amp available circuit, and some of these are split off from that, so 80 total amps available. Let's just say it's 4th of July. We're having a big get together, pool's installed, we're having a good time. A lot of people invited over, and 4, 5, or 6 crock pots show up. That is very common for us. That's just about every single weekend. We go hang out at our friends, and yeah, you have that many crock pots rocking and rolling. You throw all those on high or whatever, if you're on 1 or even 2 circuits with that many crock pots going, you have just tripped the breakers. So now over here, I will have 3 independent circuits, can separate that much heating elements. I can plug a big fan in over here and have it blasting on another circuit, maybe stick a crock pot or 2 on a table over there with that. So you can see at times, I don't need 80 amps, but independent circuits I do need, because 2 crock pots on blast would overload 1 circuit quite quickly and trip the breaker. So just depending on if you're running them low, medium, high, how you're doing. There's going to be a tons of times that we're having cookouts over here, hosting Thanksgiving, whatever, and I'm really trying to think ahead and have as many independent circuits outside as I can, because we plan on this being the entertaining space. And like I said, in the summertime, we could have 2 or 3 big shop fans back here running, along with all that food that's cooking, while everybody's hanging out having a good time. So I love that although things are going slow, I get time to think about these type of things. If I'd just paid a contractor to build this house, it would already been built by now, and then we'd be coming out here going, dang, wish I had done this, wish I had done that. The last house that we had under contract to build, by the way, a lot of y'all don't know that, and then the COVID stuff screwed it all up, and we basically had to back out. We had no Ethernet cable, no outside independent circuits, none of that. It was just, all you can think about at the time is, let's work with the bank, let's work with the contractor, let's get a house built, and you don't have time to think about all these little things like this. That's why I love building this house myself. Yes, it's slow, but it's going to be built to a much higher standard and have all those afterthought things that's already installed now before the house is done. We would have never got that with a contractor, because a lot of contractors nowadays, it's just, what do you want? What's your budget? All right, let's go. I don't see where they're like, hey, would you like Ethernet? Would you like internet installed? Some of y'all may do that. Some contractors may, but that's just not common around here. So I don't know. I really like things like that. I really like being able to think through. For example, the HVAC, being able to split in dual zones. That was never offered when we put our last house under contract. I had no idea about dual zone and AC and being able to run just the bedroom at night. I love that idea. Love it. So just thought I'd say that. All right, so what I've decided I'm gonna do here is I'm not putting that old ratty looking tin back anymore. One of y'all suggested that I should put pine straw down for the drip edge until I can get siding on the house and get my gutters up, and then downspouts installed to the house. I think it's a really good idea. Pine straw is relatively cheap, so I just went and got quite a few bales and I put it down. And the reason I don't want the tin back here anymore is we got a lot of work that's about to start going on. Propane company's coming tomorrow to set a tank here, start running lines, so I need this area clear. Next week I'm starting on siding on this side of the house. I'm going to start hooking up plumbing, filters, all that stuff down there. So I'm kind of done with the tin and the rat nest look over here. I don't need that stuff in my way. I got a lot of work to do. We're about to start cleaning up this side of the house. Ultimately, we'll get it leveled a little more, start growing grass seed over here as soon as I'm done working in this area. I think this is going to work out really well to keep the dirt from washing out, and more importantly, to keep the drip edge from hitting the dirt down here and splashing mud and everything all up on the house. All right, so it is actually quite exciting to see the yard is getting cleaned up, and knowing that we are not going back to that tin and all that mess is a great feeling. So it's pretty cool to think that everything's changing for the better now. No turning back. Like I said, we're about to get siding on here, about to have a propane tank out here, mounting boxes on the side of the house. So it's actually starting to feel like a home, like things are really moving forward again, because it got stagnant there for a while with electrical. Oh boy, did it get stagnant. So we're getting there, we're pushing forward. Now I'm calling this part 1. We're probably gonna have a part 2 and a part 3 of me wrapping everything up on the house, because, well, the more I walk around, the more I make a laundry list of things that I've got to get done before we get to the point of, you know, sheetrocking and blowing in the insulation. So yeah, the next couple episodes is gonna be me doing a little bit of everything, but that's exciting. It's the final wrap up before major projects are coming. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you back here on the next video as we continue to knock out this list of things that we've got to get done and taken care of. Catch you on the next video.